have the window down, and the guy jumps out, and he's like, ah, and he's screaming at us and saying all kinds of garbage, and, you know, basically, get out of here, go back home, we don't want you. And another car came up behind him, and they pulled in front of us and kind of stopped for a second, and there was another group of men inside of that. And they stop, and they're looking, and they got their phones like that the whole time out the window, and they just got the smirk on their face like, yeah, we're about ready to jump out.
And that's just nobody beats their, I mean, I'm sorry, but, I mean, this would not fly in many areas of the United States.
No.
These Europeans have been so gelded on average that I've been over there filming in London, and people, you know, Muslims in full outfits will come out of their way when I'm just not even aimed at them and scream at me to turn my camera off. Now, when I scream at them back, Paul's been with me before, then they back off. But, I mean, I just don't get with this leftist attitude that they've implanted over Islam now, there's just this idea that you're so evil because you're a European. It's crazy.
I mean, one of the more terrifying things is, like you said, we're standing outside of this guy's house, the supposed mastermind. I hate calling him a mastermind because it's not, you don't have to have a...
It's pretty easy to go in a theater and shoot a bunch of people
who are watching a concert. I mean, that's just cowardice. But this is where the guy's living. We're out here, we're taking pictures, we're filming. This guy opens up the doors looking at us, and he's got like this look and then slams the door back and goes inside. And I'm like, yeah, that's a little weird. And I was like, there's no telling. I was telling him and Paul, I was like, wonder how many guys in here right now that came back after that raid yesterday. And sure enough, yesterday, we're reading these reports. They found explosives in there, chemicals, tons of weapons. And we're sitting out there. Those guys could have just easily popped off an RPG. That'd have been the it of us.
I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. I believe our research is conclusive. This is the best iodine out there. And I know this for a fact. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. I believe our research is conclusive. This is the best iodine out there. Take advantage of this at InfoWarsLife.com.
And why wearing a Hillary for President t-shirt might get you punched in the face.
They thought it said Hillary for president. He said, I was seconds away from sending my bar back over here to punch you in the face. Since you're wearing a Hillary for prison shirt, you don't have to buy drinks here. Everything's on the house.
Hillary for president! Hillary's not surging, I tell you that. They're not saying that. They're not saying, thank you.
There you have it. Donald Trump endorses Hillary for prison. Get your Hillary for Prison 2016 t-shirt at the InfoWars store. And on the back, it says, legalize freedom. Show your disapproval of Hillary by buying your t-shirt today.
But what she's done is criminal.
This is an American president. Just add puppet, then vote and repeat every 4 years.
Welcome back. Now, joining me is Anthony Gucciardi in studio, and I wanted to bring you in here today because I'm a little bit overwhelmed with some stories of people doing things. All across the board, we see students rallying around campus, getting things done, but I'm not quite so sure if those things are for the betterment of mankind or if it's sort of some ego trips going on. So first, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that are really kind of upsetting me today. And then, Anthony, I'm hoping that you can replace all of that with some people who are actually using their power to do some good. So we have, at the University of Colorado in Boulder, there was an anti-racism rally planned. And this was put on by a group of whiteness studies class students who wanted to show solidarity with the University of Missouri, the black activists there. So they wanted to put on this rally, but because they were white, they canceled it. They had to cancel it, and they were forced to apologize to the black student organizations and the black students on the campus because they did not seek their consultation to put this whole thing together with them. So, and in addition, they were called racist by someone there on the daily camera. So the paper, so they were called racist for not consulting these students, which is like they were trying to do something good. And that's kind of political correctness run amok, or, you know, rules for white protesters. And then we also have a story. Now, this is coming out of Canada. A university yoga class was suspended over cultural appropriation dispute. And this was from an anonymous email that was lodged saying that the lessons were an unacceptable cultural appropriation of a non-Western practice. And so there's no telling who this email was from. You know, were they of the culture? Who was one of the offended one? The email really reads more so like someone's just giving a lecture to this yoga teacher. Meanwhile, these classes have been being taught on campus since 2008. It's a great, you know, way to keep your body limber and to focus your mind. And it's great for college students. But some social justice warrior out there was like, this is pretty offensive to some people who don't think that other, you know, people should be doing yoga. So what do you think about that, Anthony?
There's a lot of crazy news out there. There's no question. We look at the headlines every single day, and you can pick out 9 out of 10 of them are messed up or negative or crazy in some way. Like the people that think everything is racist. And I've always said that we need to get back to the foundation that we've learned in kindergarten, which is basic human values and basic human respect. But at the same time, I want to combat some of that stuff with a realization and a few pieces of news that I have. And the first realization is, amid all of this craziness, amid all of the negativity, amid all of the unfortunate things that we have to cover so that we can be informed, there is good news out there. There are major, major victories that we forget. Mm-hmm. Whether it is the food supply or in the political realm, people are pissed off and tired about political correctness. They are tired of it. They're not playing into the game anymore.
Which is why
They're
Trump's
not playing
soaring
into the system.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Regardless of what you think about Trump's policies, that's why he's soaring, because he won't play the political correctness game. It is a fake mantra of the establishment that people are not going to play with anymore. Okay. Right. But at the same time, there are good things happening, and we forget some of these things because we're so caught up in what's going on and exposing those. Right. So first and foremost, this is a really moving story. It's about a Rutherford, New Jersey store owner. He had like a 7-Eleven type store. He returned a lost $2 million lottery ticket. Wow. This is from northjersey.com, and I've already read the story, so I'm going to give you the synopsis of it. This guy, I believe his name was Yogi Patel, he owned this store, and there was a regular guy that came in all the time, and he was always purchasing this type of lottery ticket. And at the end of the day, he went out to get some dinner, and he came back, and his wife was running the store. The store owner looks at the computer, and it tells you if someone won a big number, right? It said on there that someone had won about $2 million.
Wow.
And he was trying to recall, you know, where was that, et cetera, et cetera. He ended up looking through the trash. The guy that bought it didn't realize it was a winner and threw it in the garbage. Wow. Right? Now you might say, well, you know, there's probably cameras or something. This guy didn't even have cameras in the store. He could have easily said that a friend bought it or he bought it or whatever, some way, and made $2 million. But what did he do? He called the guy that came into the store and bought the ticket and said, hey, you forgot your winning ticket. And the guy was just blown away. He couldn't imagine that someone did it. And they asked him about it. And
there are still good people out there.
Yeah, but not only is but yeah, it's one of the biggest prices they've ever seen. And basically, he just said, I just gave him the ticket. I said to him, it's your ticket. It's $2 million. He said to me, Yogi, I cannot believe it. And they asked him why he would do such a thing. You know, how could you give away $2 million? And he goes, well, there's no other option. It's not mine. So there are good people out there, and I got some more for you too. I'm going to segue with this one. So this is a story that just came out today. This Michigan restaurant won't let anyone eat alone on Thanksgiving. On a holiday focused on food and family, no one deserves to be hungry and alone. This Thanksgiving, Michigan restaurant owner George Demopoulos is making sure everyone in his community has a warm meal by serving a free holiday dinner at his eatery. Wow. And he's giving it to anyone who can't afford it, a free holiday meal. And
see, that's what Thanksgiving is all about. It's not about Black Friday or Black Thursday, as it's now being touted, or Cyber Sunday. You know, just don't spend any time with your families and just get out there and shop and back into the consumerism. And that really is what it's about, regardless of whatever memes are going to be circulating the interwebs about the history of Thanksgiving. I think that, like you said earlier, that whole political correctness thing is a tool of control to shut it all down. And now we're not going to be celebrating any holidays or anything we're thankful for because we don't want to bump around and be offensive. Meanwhile, it's a good intentioned holiday.
Well, it's not just about Thanksgiving, right? It's about the human spirit. It's about reality. It's about consciousness in all forms. And they want to shut down reality. And I say I'm done with politics. I'm on the third party of reality. What I mean by that is being a human being, being real, being able to have these types of discussions without being called racist and politically incorrect and crazy. Like, is it racist and politically incorrect for this group called Crazy Faith? It's a street ministry, which basically means they go around and give people food, homeless people food. But in Olympia, Washington, it's illegal to feed the homeless.
Right.
Right.
And other states as well.
Which is fine if you're giving them money. You shouldn't give them money maybe if they're drug addicts in some ways. But giving them food on Thanksgiving should not be illegal. Well, this guy, Ben from Crazy Faith, he doesn't care. He goes around and feeds people. And he was fined over and over again. He was arrested. And he's faced a lot of hard times. And in opposition to that, I always say support people that are doing good, right? I gave him several $1,000s last year just to buy enough turkey and food to give tons of people food. And we're going to do something very similar this Thanksgiving. So it's time to empower people that are doing good. There are so many people that do good. I mean, just the other day, I was under a overpass or whatever, and it was flooding here in Texas several weeks ago. If you remember that, it was really, really bad floods. The whole road was flooded. I mean, you couldn't pass underneath it. And the traffic was stopped up, and there was a cop blocking everyone. And everyone's all frustrated and like banging on the wheel and stuff. They're all so upset, like, oh, I got to get to work and sit there for 8 hours in a cubicle, right?
Yeah.
And the cop was super nice and, hey, you can't cross this area. Everyone's so pissed off. And what happens is a truck driver gets out and it's soaking wet. He's got no protection or anything. Gets out and he has one of those traffic things, whatever they're called. And he gets out and starts directing traffic. And then another truck driver gets out and starts directing traffic. And everyone figures out where to go and turns around. And it was like they actually, they had somewhere to go. Right. They had something to do. They didn't want to get soaking wet, but they got out and were actually good people and wanted to help people, not sit there in frustration and sit there without anywhere to go.
Right. And just, crab about the whole entire situation and being so upset, which does nothing but keep you stagnant, keep you angry, keep you stuck in traffic. And potentially, if you go on that path, your car's going to stall, you could wreck.
All I'm saying is you don't have to be 100% positive. Everything's great and happy. Obviously, it's not. It's not. But we can't hammer every single time all the negative stuff every single time. We have to remember there is good in life. There is beauty left. There is the human spirit that's beautiful. The earth is teeming with life. Just go outside and look at it once in a while and remember that there is goodness. Don't lose faith in humanity because there's a lot of faith to have.
Right. And I think that's something that's really important right now with the fact that we're having this refugee crisis, and it really is causing a lot of people to say, how do they feel? Because basically you're being told that you're a racist if you lock your door at night, which I think is, it's a tool of control. I think it's terrible. But at the same time, it is the American way and the human spirit to open your heart up and, to help people that are truly suffering out there. So, I think it is important for us to, just make sure that we do find the good stories that are out there because they definitely exist. So Anthony, thank you as usual for your positive spin. And thank you all for joining us here tonight. We will see you here again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. And if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button.
Knockout is back. If you want a product that has 10 known ingredients that naturally get your body to relax, your brain to relax, so you get deep, restful sleep, Knockout's it. InfoWarsLife.com. L-theanine, hops flower extract, lemon balm extract, valerian root extract, chamomile flower extract, L-tryptophan extract, melatonin, and more. All organic, all the natural sources. It's the same price as leading brands of melatonin that are 3 milligrams a piece. It has 3 milligrams, the standard recommended dose for an adult. It's got the GABA, so it would probably cost $50 to take all this as separate pills. It's $19.95. You take one or two of these, and it just is really clean, restful sleep is what the reviews are. It's what I've experienced. and it just synergistically puts everything in there. InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com, or call 888-253-3139.
You are watching the InfoWars Nightly News, which airs 7 p.m. Central at InfoWarsNews.com. And your support is helping us defend liberty worldwide.